So yeah, I still have memories of those things. And if I know that if you get close to my life, you start giving me advice that other museum can work towards it. Like, you should get a job. You should think about where you can study. And
But
because my biggest problem is, and I think that I should say to his face more often. And how the fuck? Shit, I don't know. I feel like it's very dumb from those shit. How to like choose. Oh, you need to study. Where should I go? What kind of job should I get into that would be better for me to learn, to get into it, so I need to figure out the stuff that mom knows anything. You have, I have more company experience than her.
well, I mean, your mom seems to like just not be doing well. So I understand.
She's still very impacted by the death of my grandfather, even though she had very fucked up experiences with him. And the death of my dog uh, pretty much described her. She keeps remembering, she misses her a lot, and constantly she cries about it, even though she's loving how the other dog we have is behaving. She's such a lady. Pearl is such a
Well,
lady.
I mean,
For that conversion, Pearl.
it
Pearl is
it
such a
has
lady.
it hasn't been like even a month since your dog died,
I
so I can
know.
understand. Like it took me a month to get over my friend's death, right? So
So
I
the
can.
situation is, even not being like the person with my grandfather, she still suffers from death up to this day. And the problem is, she was more connected to my dog than my grandfather.
So let me
So
just put it this way: when you have somebody who is really destructive in your life, and they're your parent, death and the death of that person can bring so many weird emotions. So like when my mom dies, okay, it's it's not going to be easy. I think it's not going to be easy for me, not because I love her. I don't. But I think it's not going to be easy for me because it's like that's still your parent, but then also like they did so many shitty things to you, and so you feel relief and you feel joy for them being gone, and then you feel guilty about it. And the only reason I know this is because that's how my aunt reacted when my grandmother died. I don't know my aunt very well, but I remember my mom talking about the fact that my aunt was crying and just really having a horrible time. And I remember hearing my aunt, like, because we had gone up there, I remember her, like, crying and being like, she was such a bitch. She was such a terrible bitch. Right? And I don't know. I know that from like stories my mom has told me that my aunt would regularly get beat and abused by my grandparents. So
it's a complex situation.
yeah, it's complex, and so I'm not surprised that your mom is still like struggling with that because I'm sure that she's not like going to therapy or anything, so she's got to figure it all out herself.
The situation about her is a little bit weird because um, when my mother was a child, my grandfather was a drunk addict. He, he will get into his house, scream, throw shit away, get drunk in the road, and people instead of asking the older child to bring my grandfather back, they would get into my mom. and ask her, can you bring your father to home? Can you
Jesus
do that?
Christ.
He's like puking.
Yeah, so
So
she had to see
she has
him like at his worst.
at his worst. And he the funny thing is that when he was drunk, he was a good father to her. Besides the bad shit.
Mm-hmm.
But when he was sober, he would treat her like shit. Very toxic. Like everything to her. She said he loved her, but when he was sober, the things got so bad. So after he got abusive, he got everything. He was an amazing grandfather to me and my brother. He was a good person. His personality is just not being fucking old and old people kind of they just like you know that
Mm.
grumpy. But after a couple of years, he developed these feelings about my mother and my daughter, but throughout children. They were not like father and daughter, nothing like that. But they tolerate each other very okay, very nicely. So when the situation got bad with him, my mom had to step out, and in that moment, we both realized they didn't care about each other. My mom had a mental really death, and she got very scared. And when my grandfather knew about that, he helped my mom to get information to know what the fuck was that. So my mom loved it, and when he died, she realized if if he recovered from the cancer, he probably would be like very close to me. Because we were like very close to each other when he died, before he died. Things were nice between both of them. He tried to make my mom laugh because when he cried. He tried to hide his pain from her to not like stress her more. He hide he got to hide medicine to like he took more than the medicine that he took for her to not like be alarmed for the fact that he was suffering a hell lot of pain in his head. And because of that, I never thought I would see my mom getting into a situation to be close to his coffin until her death. My mom
Mm.
is deathly afraid of corpses. Deathly. You
I
like,
mean, reasonably so, honestly.
yeah. No, but before that, she was like super afraid of being close to a coffin. But after he died, she stood close to his coffin. She would not touch him. Not even I had the strength to touch him. Even though after his death, he had such a relieved face. It
Yeah,
was the most peaceful I ever experienced.
coroners really do a really, really, really good job with stuff like that. You know, I mean, that's
Yeah,
their whole thing.
my uncle wasn't so great looking. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
I had to experience the death of my uncle like 2 months l- later.
Oh, you never
It
told me
was
your
so
uncle
close.
died.
Yeah, I guess I forgot about telling you about it.
I mean, it's really none of my business, so
No,
you hadn't
it's like
mentioned it.
I talk a lot of my life, so yeah, I just forgot about that. It's oh, you not your business. Don't mind about it. Don't just
Well,
talk about it.
when I say it's none of my business, I mean, like, you know, there's no. Don't feel bad about not telling me because there's no obligation to tell me, you know?
No, I understand that as well. It's that a thing that I forgot to mention. But so my grandfather died, and 2 months later I had to bury my granduncle, and he was sick. The my grandfather suffered for almost 3 years of terminal cancer, and he was better looking than my uncle.
Hmm.
My uncle looked like a skeleton in the fucking photo, and it scared my ass out. And that day, I remember the burial of my grandfather, and I cried to my niece. Not because of my uncle, but the memories and the terror of looking both of them dead.
Mm-hmm.
I cried a fucking lot. I had to even stand up. I had to sit and cry at the corner, hiding from everyone because, like, only two of knew me, and I find the most disrespectful thing is that the fact that I was there, everyone was like, quote unquote, suffering from his death. I got destroyed of the memory of my grandfather in his coffin. Cried a lot, and people looking at me. We don't know who the fuck this guy is, but he looks very nice. Like people eating me with the ice. I don't like that. In any situation, it was super disrespectful for me and everyone around me. And the dad,
Yeah.
also the dad, mostly for the dad. Why are people like fucking look at me that way? I hate it. I hate being looking at look at that way.
Yes, I know. How can I do better?
That's a very weird memory. It was the worst day of that year. I don't the fear of seeing another person dead, another close member of the family being dead like that, and people eating me with the eyes. That pissed me the fuck off. I don't want to go back to that place. I don't want to meet that people
All I
again.
have said, yet you
Never.
hold me still?
Ugh.
I mean,
I don't know.
reasonably
Be
so.
my vessel then, envoy.
I don't know.
Let us fail together.
People would look at that as like, you are suffering from success. What success, you son of a bitch?
Clearly the
There's no
success
way in
of
that.
being miserable.
Ugh.
If only Kane were
That
here
shit
to
was
yield you
disgusting.
worthy stock.
And that one gay person looking at me, toe to hair, eating me with the eyes, and the two girls, like teenage girls, looking at me, and
Ugh.
they both getting confused for who the fuck that guy is, who is that guy, and also why, girls, you know that you can see that I have like a hairy face and not like a teenage boy. So you can understand I'm not the kind of guy that like childs.
I mean,
I don't even like the
Aries,
good looking guys. Imagine
A-
a
I
child.
know.
Aries, you know,
Twisted coal.
what are words? Aries got some facial hair now. Lamo.
Of wretched waste.
Facial hair. Just now. It's like what? 33?
Yet it
22?
remains.
Sorry. I don't know. I have facial hair since my early uh, teenage phase, and now my face is like a, a damn bear. I like having bird, but I don't like having to like trim it all the time. But besides that, that situation was uh, just disgusting. It was it's such a bad memory. How people made a thing that is already bad worse. It's me that is overreacting, or I don't care.
No. Well, I mean, like, okay, so if it was a matter of, like, people looking at you in a really sexual way, I think that that's uh like if they're staring at you, right? I think that that's a matter of like them picking the wrong place at the wrong fucking time. But I don't know, if you think about it outside of that context, you know, they just found you to be attractive. It's still just really weird, you know.
After I after I get like I got my work and quit my job, I started to think being looked at quite bad. I don't like being looked at. Even if
I don't like being
people
looked at
find me
either.
even if people find me attractive, it's okay. It's a good thing, but I don't like it. Please do
Staring.
not stare. Please do not
Yeah.
stare. If you need to stare, wait for me to look away. At least, like, m- make it look that you are not looking. I don't know. I'm kind of a bitch about that. I
No.
find it weird because I'm okay. I'm a little bit overweight. Okay, I accepted that,
You're a
and
bear.
I'm a bear. Whatever. I'm not the kind of person that cares that much about being good looking. I'm not a very what's the word? I need to find a word for that. There's
You're not
a
vain.
substitute word. Vain, vain,
Yeah, vain. As in like, so let me look up the proper definition for vain so I'm not like giving you bullshit.
vain.
I believe it's short for vanity, right? So
Yeah, kind of that.
what it means is like
Yeah, it's vain. Okay, it translates
having
that well.
having or showing undue or excessive pride in one's appearance or achievements. So it's like you know, when somebody that is like confident but not um you know, conceited would would be like, oh yeah, you know, like I look okay, I look good, right? Whereas like someone who is vain is like, oh, I look better than like
Look,
90% of people on this
vain, bro.
planet.
What the? Yeah, I'm not that kind of person. I should do that. Treat myself a little bit better, but I'm not the kind of person that do that very often.
Well, it's hard when you've grown up sitting there and like people put you down and you've had really poor luck with relationships and you know, I think it's generally fair and reasonable for you to not feel confident or feel like you should be putting in the effort for your appearance. Plus, like, given your financial situation, right? It's not like you can be sitting here and be buying like all of these, you know, male beauty products, right? You know,
Yeah. So even if I had the opportunity, I'm not the kind of person that looks into it that much. So I dress myself pretty basic. I don't like do such a fancy hairstyle, no shit like that. So yeah, so I turn out to be a very basic looking person. So I don't get why people look at it that so, and I'm very like not confident with myself. So I think that people are looking me out of line some of the time, most of the time, I gotta say. So for me to think otherwise, someone has to tell me otherwise, like my mom or you.
well, I mean, so okay. So I think I've talked about this before, but like generally, I'm not attracted to men. Like if I look at a guy, right? I don't think, "Oh my god, like I want to wrap myself around him and I want to like get all hot and bothered," right? Like the appearance of a dude does not get me, right? It's more like the act of having sex with a guy is very appealing to me because I like dick. Whereas like it's a bit different
Sorry,
with I
I
mean
just
like
just
I'm
find it
not gonna
funny. I
sugarcoat
just find
it.
I just find it funny.
Right. And so
So
that's why like when I want to connect with a guy, right? It's far more of an intimate experience for me usually because usually I'm connecting with them on like an emotional level. That's why, when I was talking with you in that way, right?
Hmm.
That's the whole reason why I was talking with you is because I found you attractive on like an emotional level. I think you're very emotionally intelligent. I really enjoy having conversations with you. Just like everything that you do is really good. The only thing that's like a negative is when you get really angry at games or when you like down yourself or you think that you can't do something even though I know you can, right? I think that those traits are unattractive, but that's not like a deal breaker. And so like when I look at guys and I tell them that I think that they are good looking or handsome or whatever, that's coming from a place of like objective observation and not a place of like placating you. And so when I say like I think you're a handsome guy, I look at your face and I'm like, wow, like you you look good, and so
Nah, I'm joking. Sorry.
no, stop it.
Stop it! Come
Um,
on, you. These your eyes.
so so I hope that like my compliments come from a place or like I hope that you understand that my compliments are coming from a place of objectivity and not like trying to make you feel better because if you're ugly, right? There's no reason for me to try and be like, yeah, you look good. That's lying. That's bad. Like, why would I lie to you? Why would I lie to my friend?
It's better to have honesty. I do appreciate your honesty.
Yeah. And so like
So,
when I like tell Angie that I find him really attractive, right? I think that he's attractive. Like he's got really nice tattoos. He's got a really cute smile. Like he's kind of got a little bit of that baby face going. I don't know. It's
I
just
mean,
I like him. Yeah, I like him. He's cute.
that's great.
Whereas like when I look at women, I'm like, wow.
No, I understand. I understand. I
I
understand.
wanna, I
That's
want,
very
I wanna
reasonable.
fuck you.
That's very much understandable. I understand. I like it too.
I mean,
So the thing with women is that I get very intimidated. But okay, that's a thing. So my problem is I don't feel very confident about myself about anything. So
hmm
even people telling me, so you look good, bro. What the fuck? And thanks, but it's agree. But okay, might be because of my living uh with people in school. People in school are fucking mean for no reason, and also my job. I don't know why people that get to like live with you for an extended period of time. Why they have to like put you down that much? What's the purpose? What's the idea of they just straight up wanting to make you feel like shit? Just don't get it.
I don't know. I don't know, and I don't understand. And I get like what you're trying to say and what you mean.
It's like, who? Let me see. The one with the bird top right. You
With the
mean
beard.
the okay, but the biggest beard?
hmm
Oh, the how am I gonna put this? I need to find an image. Traquinas. In where we live, we usually call that people instead of baby face, we say traquina face, and that's traquina.
Oh, that's cute. Well, like he. So hold on.
having a healthier body type, but it's not cheap. It's not that easy. We don't have free time. I have free time, but I don't have money, so I cannot do that shit. And I don't feel like doing it in my house because I fucking live in a Pokeball.
I live in the
So
Pokeball.
it's I don't know what people like this feel about it. If you don't like it, okay. You don't need to scream about it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
For context, even when I was a skinny guy, I was a very, very, very skinny guy when I was a teenager. And even that time, people usually look down on me. Fucking shit. Making me feel bad about myself. So now I'm a little bit overweight. And still doesn't change. People like to talk shit about me. So I don't get it. I should feel ashamed of myself. So that
No.
matter for me to not share that much. Don't talk about it to people. Or if I don't listen to me because I don't feel confident at all. And I don't know if people are admiring or looking down on me. So I cannot distinguish most of the time.
Right.
I just think the worst.
I mean, valid. So like, I don't remember what we were originally talking about. Anyway, oh right. So the thing is called body dysmorphic disorder, and I don't know. It was really like when I showed him the video, right, and we talked about it a little bit. I think it kind of clicked for him and it made a lot of sense. I think it contextualized the whole thing. So it's like sometimes we don't realize that we have like a problem, as in a problem that is not our fault, right? Kind of like how, you know, my autism is not my fault, right? My ADHD is not my fault, right? And I think because people aren't more aware of mental health stuff and how these things can play into, you know, a big part of it, I think that people end up downing themselves, and it's like, no, it's okay. It's not your fault. Plus, I think male body standards are way more harsh than like female body standards. I mean, female body standards are sexualized, right? And like, you know, there are certain desirable traits, but I think that generally, like, most people are not going to call a guy beautiful. They're not going to call a guy handsome, right? Unless they meet very specific, you know, requirements. And I just think that that's wrong. You know, they have to dress well. They have to groom themselves well. They have to, you know, be have a particular confidence, and they gotta, you know, be thin but not too thin. They have to be tall. You know, like they gotta have a big dick. You know, there's like all these things that are not controllable. Okay, like you can't control if you've got a 12-inch honker. Okay, but even when you do have a 12-inch honker, the reality of that is that that's uncomfortable and not realistic for a lot of women. You know, they think that that's what they want, but in the reality, it's like, no, girl, that ain't gonna fit in your pussy.
We are not really for control. Fuck you. And for that matter, it's I think for both ways. For the men to have like know the situation of the actually walk around. It's very complicated. You may also have, as people like to say, big balls, and this can also be very fucking yeah, things are complicated. complicated. People expect you to have things that you cannot control, like being tall, not as
I mean, you're like an average dude size. You are literally average dude size.
I'm not 7 what? 71 inches. How am I going to convert it?
It needs to be feet. It needs to be feet. I mean, you can provide the metric. I'm not like totally unaware of the metric values.
Yeah, I'm 1/8 meters.
Can you use centimeters? Don't you guys usually use centimeters?
180 centimeters. Like 5'9", 5'9". Sorry, I'm like 5'9" foot, 5'9" foot, around that.
You're like 5'11 is how it would be measured here. Yeah.
5'11"? That
Yeah.
exists?
Yeah.
So wrong.
So it's 12 inches to a foot.
Mhm. And that high.
So like you're like above average. Well, just in general. Well, actually no, you are above average because I think the average male height like globally is 5'8", which I am 5'8".
Brazil, no. USA.
Yeah. 171 centimeters.
Yeah, I'm on average.
No, you said you're 180 centimeters, right?
Yeah, I'm just a little smidge above the average.
I mean, that's a pretty significant amount above average. Yeah. You're almost 6 foot tall, Blue. Which is like on the measure of like what women usually look for as far as dating apps go, which is an unrealistic thing. 6 foot is about where they go.
Sorry.
So.
Okay, I need a little bit of time. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right
Oh
back.
yeah, go. Bro! Why did that one-shot me? So. Many. Dostimo. Nasanai. Any. Oh. Hold on, my music's too loud. 1 second. Use words. Use words.
I went to the bathroom and then jumped to the kitchen to feel a little bit of my belly.
What'd you get?
A little bit of chocolate with milk and bread with butter. Just basic as we could get.
Phone.
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 The way that you say that sounds like a very Chinese way of saying phone.
Bro, I listen, blame Luz, man.
Phone.
I don't know. How do you say it?
Phone.
Phone.
Your A sound very Chinese. Phone.
I really don't know what I'm doing wrong.
No, it's not wrong. You're saying the correct word. It just sounds
Okay, but like the accent, right? The accent is important. It's really important.
Hear what I'm saying. Phone. Phone.
Phone. Phone.
Phone.
Phone.
Phone.
Phone.
Yeah, that's that way.
Phone.
Yeah.
See, I'm like putting an N at the end of it, like with my face, right? Phone.
Phone.
Phone. Yeah.
Phone.
Phone.
Yeah, but you're saying it right. The accent just goes a little bit better. A little phone.
Okay. Okay.
Bum, 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 bum,
Eu,
bum, 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 bum.
eu quero pão.
Now I can hear the N.
Pão.
Eu quero pão.
Eu quero pão.
You're saying the word pão so fast. It's
Eu
just
quero
You,
pão.
yeah, you just let the O in the end works a little bit much, so you don't have space to use the N. Pão.
Eu
Pão.
quero pão.
Yes. You got it. You're saying it right. I feel bad for Cryo in that situation.
For
She's
who?
so formal. She's so Cryo. The little goblin.
Right.
She's so like polite. She came from a place that everyone likes Sally a lot, and has very formal English, and like people that are very, 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 very formal. And then she gets into a place that people try to get formal, and someone say, "Please stop it." Oh, okay, all right. Someone would say, "Please, I hate formality. Stop it." And then the guy get up and, "Oh, okay, nice." And then she, how
How
easy is that?
prompt.
I like Cryo. She's like a very recent character. She's like, wait, so about what a weird name. Okay, so context about Cryo. She's not a new character, but she's not a very frequent character in your team because before Endwalker, she was like a character that appears sometimes and say something important, help us a little bit, not in combat but in dialogue, and then she's like gone for hours and hours. Now in Down 3 she's a frequent character in your team. So it's so weird to see her in getting those very uncommon situations for her. She don't know how to behave. She's not a very combatant character, if I can say that. Usually she lives in like Mordorna or Charlion, which is very, very, very far away from this place, from places that we've been going. So yeah, she's like a very in-home child, even though she's older than me.
Bro, why can I abort my fucking heavy attack, but I can't abort my basic attack?
What are you doing?
I'm playing Soulframe.
Soulframe, okay. 43 minutes.
That makes no sense.
Get a while, I would like nothing more than to offer my services. Oh, so convenient. You don't have those materials, so I need to fetch them. How that works? Bro,
Pro is not okay.
he behaves like a robot. She orders and then he turns around at the idea. Oh, it's so inconceivable. How I'm gonna treat you as a common folk? Please, bro, stop doing that. Oh, okay. Life is just easy as that. You ask people and then just do what you ask.
I mean, communication goes a long way, man.
Perfect. Love to see it. By the way, bro still doesn't understand the fact that we need to get those materials to help the common people of the town and get the keystone. So he is like such a good listener, and we forgot to tell why we need to help him. Or so how? I don't get it. It feels like a filler from a random anime.
I mean, you know.
After Shadow brings and Endwalker, seeing that is kind of underwhelming. As people said, and I kind of agree, we cannot have like apocalyptic shit happening all the expansions.
Yeah, because then it just like completely ruins the stakes of the game.
Same.
Do you mind?
But we had to go so low as that. Well, Shadowbringers for half Shadow, not half Shadowbringers, but Stormblood feels like half of it is a filler, and when it gets going, it's so good. Oh my god! Too bad we still have a Realm Reborn, which is shit. Oi, oi. I shouldn't take notes of these names. Kikitola. Feels like a nickname I would give to a pet. Kikitola. Abokisha. A well-mannered ship. What's the name? I need to deactivate the overlay for Discord because I hate it. The name of the quest: a well-mannered shipwright. Wait, uh, well, shipwright. Only 9% of the down trail. Oh man, what the hell?
Oh, by the way, do you mind if I keep talking about my novel a little bit?
Don't mind. Go on.
Okay. So like I know do you remember like what we had talked about before with my novel or no?
Uh, about how you thought about it. It's the fact that the experience me and Ari had about the losses we got. We got not
Oh,
the losses we got. That what weird way to say it. The
right.
losses that we had.
Right. But like I had talked to it a little bit with you before about like the monsters and the like robot
No,
and stuff. No, you don't remember that
no.
yet? Okay, cool.
Mm-mm.
So, um, there is a thing called chiral life. Okay, so like DNA twists to one side. It like has a preference. All right, and there's right twisting DNA and there's left twisting DNA, and like all of life on Earth is the right side. we have not found anything that is left-handed. And so like because of the way that that works, right? Stuff like viruses and all that, if anything exists that is like left-handed and it's like microbes specifically, and that gets into our environment, our whole environment will essentially collapse because that right hand or the left-handed chiral life can enter our bodies and enter our ecosystem, and nothing can break it down. So like let's say a virus that is left-handed enters your system, you'll
I'm pretty
die.
much dead.
You'll die.
Oh my god.
Because like the antibiotics that we use, those are also right-handed. The like all of it is right-handed, and your immune system can't figure out what the fuck it is.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
This sparks fear.
So, yeah. So there was a paper published a couple years ago, and this is what sparked me writing this novel. Okay, because I was like, oh my god, that's such a great setting. Okay, like a post-apocalyptic setting. Pardon me. And in the paper they detailed like all of this stuff about how like so let's say a handful of like let's say we made these things, right? Because they can't, the likelihood of them occurring in nature right now is basically zero. Like it won't happen if we continue to like live on this planet and continue on existing. It will not happen. Okay. And if it's naturally occurring,
It's that unlikely.
yes. It's basically like that is your world spawn setting is right or left. Because if there was a natural, like let's say a microbe, right, develops with left-handed stuff, okay, it cannot digest or consume right-handed material. It won't get nutrients from it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so like naturally occurring left-handed biology won't happen. Okay.
Because it cannot survive.
It can't survive. And so it can't develop the means and the method through evolution naturally in order to continue its life cycle, right? It would evolve to exist in the first place, but then as soon as it does, nothing
Not
happens.
like impossible in the meaning of it won't happen. It's unlikely to happen because it cannot sustain itself. Now I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas the problem and the reason that the paper was published is because we can create left-handed biology, and we will have the technology to do so soon. Okay? We have not currently done so because it is an apocalyptic scenario. It doesn't matter if you have, you know, somebody, I mean, somebody could like get this stuff on their like contaminate their clothing or contaminate, like let's say they don't wash their hands properly, or like it remains on a material and then you touch the material and then it ends up on your hands, right? Essentially, okay, if we develop left-handed chiral biology and it gets into our world and we have developed it in such a way where it can interact with, you know, our biology and consume our biology, or like it has a mechanism to do that, we're fucked.
So we cannot deal with it, but it can deal with us. So it's it's, it would be a really super creature. Imagine
Mm-hmm.
humans in that situation. It's kind of useless though, because I don't know. It wouldn't affect our like immune system, would it? I don't think so.
Our biology,
Yeah. If
or like
imagine.
chiral life, like getting into our system. Like, what are you talking about?
So imagine it can go both ways. But imagine humans like how would it affect the human biology if the human would be left sided?
Oh, so it just worked like a normal pathogen. There would be no
Mm,
different. Yeah. So
no
like,
different. Okay.
yeah, if we were left-handed, it would just work the same as any other germ that entered our body, because the problem with it is that our system and our immune system and all of our like stuff that we could take in order to protect ourselves internally would not work. Like we would like it's the scenario would be like cancer but worse, because eradicating all of the microbes and everything would be impossible. You would have to completely destroy your organs in order to do that, because once it's in you and it's like multiplying, that's it.
So
Like, you're
it's
done.
so it's pretty much better to like disintegrate the infected person,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
literally burn the person that gets infected.
But here's the problem is if it infects you, right? So here's the scenario, right? If it's just one person, or if it's like landborne, right? We could in
Hmm.
theory deal with it. But if it's waterborne, we're fucked,
Oh
because
no.
it
Yeah.
can it can we would never be able to detect it if it's like a microbe, and then it just multiplies, and the only thing that you would see happening is like you'd start to see fish skeletons. You'd start to see like aquatic life dying in mass.
That would be super scary.
And then, I mean, like, it wouldn't even get to that point. So the the microbes would try and eat it, and then the microbes would get eaten by the like microscopic um life, and then it would just go up the food chain, and eventually people would start eating these fish that are infected. Nobody would know, right? and
Oh my god.
and then, right, they'd be throwing up and shitting and like all this other stuff, like in the water sources, right? Eventually it would get into the groundwater, right? So it's like you can't stop this process from happening if it gets into the water. But really, realistically, you can't really stop this process at all once it starts happening, because the so like how my novel works is that these things, because they're man-made, right, would have the ability to like multiply rapidly and like have a rate of, essentially like a rate of evolution that is so fast, um in the novel, specifically in the novel. And this is where it gets like science fiction, because this part wouldn't happen. uh they start evolving right through multiple generations, many generations, and then you like in the novel it gets to a point where like you start having small creatures exist, and then those small creatures are eating the larger creatures, and then basically like all life on earth eventually gets replaced by this left-handed biology. And the only like safe zones, and I still don't know if I'm going to go with this or if it's just going to be like completely wiped out, like humanity is just going to be completely wiped out. um but the only safe zones that I can imagine is like irradiated areas that are like enough to kill things that are not sturdy like people, because our biology is designed to like be able to resist some amounts of radiation, but again, because like these things would be man-made, why would we select stuff that can't be radiated, you know, with like extreme amounts of radiation? Again, like the problem for people and animals is that you would have to shoot us with enough radiation to make sure every last thing dies. And then your cells would be dead. This is like there's nothing you could do.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is like in and around like nuclear reactors, there would like people would basically not overload them, but like essentially manage the reactors in such a way where they become hot spots where there's like an area of radiation, an AoE of radiation, where like people can go out in certain types of clothing and like raise animals and all that jazz, because a lot of animals seem to be like more resistant to the effects of radiation than people are, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's how they're living, right? Their crops and their animals and whatnot just live in this area, and then they live underground for the most part.
So weird that we think as ourselves as the owners of the world, and a microscopic shit can pretty much wipe us all. So
Yeah.
weird. So weird. So keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, give me just a
You,
second. I need to type out something.
wait. Solo that cover just for it to small portal. How much time I have? 23 minutes. Okay. It's so sad to see that I have 3 days. But I hope soon my I'll get called and I'll get a job and I'm gonna afford this thing. I'm gonna fix the things in my house and I'm gonna take my dog to the veterinarian. Veterinarian. Okay.
Veterinarian.
Veterinarian. Yeah. Yeah.
Vet. Yeah, you gotta enunciate the T a bit better.
Veterinarian. I'm just joking. Veterinarian. That right?
Yeah, like
The
give it a little
the
bit
vet.
more. Yeah. There you go.
Take her to the vet. So uh yeah, she has a little like less than a grain of bean of a lump, and we want to take care of it, remove it as soon as possible, and treat her the best way we can. The
Mm-hmm.
best way we can. We want her to live as long as she can because she's such a good dog. She's more deserving. I'm gonna say that as harsh as it sounds, she is more deserving of a house and the people that loves her than Nita was. Perla, or for that matter, Pearl, is such a good dog. She she is like so well behaved that we don't even need to train her, and she pretty much listens to us, behave us properly. She's so perfect. She's a perfect dog. She's perfect. And we want to take care of her the best we can. I want to remove it, give her the necessary treatment, so we don't have to suffer that hellish period ever again.
Reasonable.
I, I don't want to have to deal with it again. But I'm scared about my grandmother. I hope the little bits of memory issues that she has is just a matter of age. It's not a common thing. It's not she don't forget as often as they may sound. But yeah, I really hope it is just a age thing. That people really do forget things as older they get.
So here's a good indicator, okay? You know how I forget stuff in the middle of a sentence, or like I forget the things that you just said, or like stuff like that, and like I can't keep
Mm,
track of what I'm trying to say.
mm-hmm,
Most people aren't like that, right? Correct?
mm, correct.
Okay. So, here's the thing that you have to look out for, right? If she starts having memory issues that are that bad, like how mine are, then it's a problem.
I hope everything is fine. So do you think you have a greater problem
No,
about
no, no, no,
memory?
no, 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 no. So here's the thing that's wrong with me. I have a lot of trauma, and so the problem is that like I get so stressed out that I end up not being able to. So this all the stress from my whole life, okay, has been so bad that like my memory is actively suffering because of it.
Okay, I get it. So I'm gonna pay attention to any signs instead of freaking out beforehand.
I mean, so my stepfather has dementia, okay?
Mm,
And it's a progressive illness. So he like has a couple like some problems remembering stuff, but he's on medication. And we have medication now that can stop stuff like that.
it wouldn't cure, but stop.
Yeah, it would like slow the progression considerably. The matter is like for you is being able to afford it and like getting it in time. As in like the first 5 years, right? If you can get it in that time, then it'll usually be fine. But if you sit there and you wait a decade, it's gonna be a problem.
Okay, that's a really scary matter. To,
Well, I mean, she sounds like she's not that bad. And by waiting a
no,
decade, I mean like waiting a decade until symptoms start showing. Or
so
when after symptoms
uh,
start showing.
I'll give her a suggestion of checking those things out. So if anything comes out, at least we know and may be able to like reduce the symptoms. I'll give her a suggestion. That's a good thing to know. There are things that like stop the problem.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like finding the right doctor and, making sure that you follow up with regular appointments because I think Alzheimer's is different. I think Alzheimer's is I mean, there are treatments for it, but I think the way that it progresses is different.
Alzheimer is such a it feels like a curse more than an illness. It's so absurd. It's a chaotic illness. People forget who they are. People forget who you are. It's a thing that eats the brain. It's so bizarre.
Mhm.
And people suddenly dies of it. It's On the outside shell, you look at them, they are like walking, thinking, trying to think at least. Sometimes even recognizing things, like living their life, and the next day they are just straight up dead. I had a person in a close family, not my family, that straight up die like that.
So,
He
okay.
just died like that.
So here's the reason why these people go out. Okay, because it's usually not Alzheimer's, it's usually not dementia. The reason people go out is because they have to be taken care of. Okay, they are essentially babies. You know, they lose control of, or sometimes they'll lose control of like their bodily functions, like being able to hold it in. You know, they just go to the bathroom wherever, because you know they are older.
Yeah. Oh, give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Emergency.
Why does that interrupt me? Mother.